Every cruise promises a dream vacation. But what if your next port stop is hiding something dangerous? While most travelers picture white sand beaches and fruity cocktails, some destinations come with serious warnings. We're not talking about mild inconvenience here. We're talking about level 3 and even level 4 travel advisories from the US State Department. Yes, the same ports your cruise line cheerfully promotes are also flagged for gang violence, kidnappings, and organized crime. And here's the kicker: you might never know unless you do your homework. In this video, we're diving into the 7 most dangerous cruise ports frequently visited from the US, and we're not just naming names. You'll hear what makes them risky, what the government says about them, and exactly how to protect yourself if your ship docks there. This isn't to scare you away from cruising. It's to help you travel smart. Ready to find out which ports made the list? Let's get into it. First up is Belize City, located along the Caribbean coast of Central America. Over 615,000 cruise passengers visited Belize last year alone. But here's what most of them didn't know. The US State Department has Belize City under a level 3 travel advisory, which means reconsider travel. Their exact words: US citizens should avoid traveling to Belize City. Why? Gang activity. While the secure cruise port itself is generally safe, you step just a few blocks outside, and you're in territory flagged for serious crime. Tourists who wander off alone have ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Even daytime strolls into the city are strongly discouraged without local guidance. So what should smart cruisers do? Option 1. Book an official excursion through your cruise line. These are vetted, safe, and well managed. Option 2. Stay inside the gated port area and enjoy the shops and scenery. Option 3. Honestly, just stay on the ship. You're not missing much, and safety comes first. Belize may be beautiful, but it's also one of those ports where a wrong turn could ruin your vacation. Now let's talk about Jamaica, a stunning island paradise south of Cuba and a wildly popular stop for Caribbean cruises. Last year, over 1.6 million passengers cruised to Jamaica. But while the beaches are breathtaking, the reality on shore isn't always so pretty. The US State Department currently gives Jamaica a level 3 advisory. That means reconsider travel. And here's where it gets even more serious. US government personnel are banned from traveling to certain parts of Jamaica entirely. Why? Rampant gang violence, unpredictable crime, and an alarmingly high murder rate, some of the worst in the Western Hemisphere. Even all-inclusive resorts, which many consider safe bubbles, aren't immune to incidents. Sexual assaults have been reported in places people assume are secure. Now, here's where it matters to you. There are 5 cruise ports in Jamaica. Some are better than others. But in general, this is not a place to go off exploring on your own. Cruise ports are usually secure, but once you step outside that perimeter, it's a different story. Booking excursions directly through the cruise line is the safest move. They know which areas are safe and which aren't. Sure, Jamaica has its charm, but smart cruisers know that safety isn't something to gamble with. Don't let a paradise postcard blind you to a very real risk. Welcome to Mazatlan, Mexico, a vibrant Pacific port with serious baggage. On the surface, it's a colorful, festive destination. But beneath the palm trees and mariachi bands lies a level 4 US travel advisory. That's the government's highest warning. Do not travel. So why are cruise ships still going there? Simple. The cruise industry heavily vets its routes. They wouldn't dock somewhere outright unsafe, but that doesn't mean you should let your guard down. Mazatlan sits in Sinaloa, a state notorious for cartel activity. The US State Department warns of violent crime and kidnapping, not exactly the kind of adventure you signed up for. Now, many cruisers still go, and even love it. But the key difference? They stick to the port, or take excursions through the cruise line only. Wandering off independently into Mazatlan's streets? That's when the risk spikes. Because while the port is protected, a wrong turn inland can put you in a completely different world. You don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, especially when help might be miles away and communication is limited. Mazatlan may be beautiful, but beauty doesn't always mean safety. Haiti might sound exotic on your cruise itinerary, but don't let the beach views fool you. This Caribbean nation is currently under a Level 4 U.S. travel advisory. That's as serious as it gets. Do not travel. Why? Because Haiti is dealing with severe crime, political unrest, and widespread kidnapping. It's not just unsafe, it's unstable. Even U.S. government employees are barred from traveling there. But here's the twist. Your cruise may still stop in Labadee, a private resort area owned and operated by Royal Caribbean. It's fenced off, guarded, and completely separated from the chaos beyond. So you step off the ship, and it feels like paradise. But what you're seeing isn't the real Haiti. It's a controlled bubble designed for tourist safety. Now, within Labadee, you're fine. Enjoy the cabanas, the beaches, the zip lines, all of it. Just don't mistake that comfort for the reality that lies outside the fence. Cruisers aren't allowed to leave Labadee freely. And honestly, that's for the best. Because stepping beyond the secured zone isn't just risky. It could turn your dream vacation into a nightmare with no easy way back. So if you see Haiti on your cruise schedules, just remember, you're not really seeing Haiti. And that's probably a good thing. You've seen the stunning beaches, lush rainforests, and colorful carnivals. But Trinidad and Tobago hides a much darker reality. This island nation in the southern Caribbean draws over 125,000 cruise passengers a year. Yet it carries a Level 3 U.S. travel advisory. Reconsider travel. Why? Because the threat here isn't just crime. It's terrorism and kidnapping. Yes, terrorism. According to the U.S. State Department, attacks on tourist sites could happen without warning. Much of the violence is driven by gang activity, especially in and around urban areas. And it's bad enough that U.S. government staff are prohibited from traveling to large parts of the country. If you're visiting Trinidad or Tobago on a cruise, know this: the port zones are relatively secure. But venturing out on your own? That's where the real risk begins. Stick to cruise line excursions, stay in high traffic areas, and if something feels off, trust your gut. Because in Trinidad and Tobago, danger doesn't always come with a warning sign. It hides in plain sight, beneath the sunshine and steel drums. Colombia may look like paradise from the deck of a cruise ship, but step off the ship, and you're stepping into a country with a volatile reputation. In 2023, more than 170,000 cruise passengers visited Colombia, drawn by its vibrant culture, stunning coastlines, and colonial cities. But behind that postcard-perfect view lies a country with a Level 3 U.S. travel advisory. That's reconsider travel. The risks: crime, terrorism, unrest, kidnapping. Colombia's long-standing ties to drug cartels and guerrilla activity mean danger isn't just a rumor. It's a reality. Even major port cities like Cartagena are not immune. Petty crime is common, but so are reports of armed robberies and express kidnappings. The U.S. State Department warns that tourists can be targeted, especially if they wander beyond popular zones or act like easy marks. If you're cruising to Colombia, join a cruise-sanctioned excursion, travel in groups, and keep your valuables and attention close. Because Colombia is breathtaking, but it's also unpredictable. Here's the truth. Cruising is still one of the safest, most relaxing ways to travel. But the moment you step off that ship, you're no longer in the safety bubble. Ports may look picture perfect, but every destination comes with its own set of risks, rules, and red flags. Some cruisers let their guard down the second they see palm trees. That's when trouble strikes. Lost passports, scams, theft, even worse. So here's what smart travelers always do. They research the port ahead of time, stick to well-reviewed excursions, and never assume that just because it's a cruise stop, it's safe. If you're not sure about a place, don't wing it. Ask questions. Read reviews, talk to your cruise line, and when in doubt, stay on board. That's not a missed opportunity. It's a smart decision. Before we go, what's the sketchiest port you've ever been to? Drop it in the comments. Your story could help someone else stay safe. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more insider cruise tips. Until next time, stay smart, stay safe, and keep cruising like a pro.
Ever wonder what happens if pirates attack a cruise ship? Or what really goes down when someone falls overboard? And what about getting left behind in a foreign port? Well, buckle up and grab your lifeboat snacks, because today we're diving into real cruise ship secrets, the kind that don't get printed in the glossy brochure. Let's lift the anchor on some truths cruise lines hope you don't notice. Pirates on a cruise ship? Sounds like a movie plot, right? But in 2009, the MSC Melody was sailing off the coast of Somalia when it was chased by armed Somali pirates in a speedboat. Passengers were ordered into their cabins. Crew turned off all the lights. And then, surprise, armed Israeli security guards on board opened fire. The pirates, they hightailed it back to the high seas. While attacks like this are rare, modern ships in high-risk areas come equipped with water cannons blasting at 80 miles per hour, sonic weapons that can cause hearing damage, and something called a P-trap. No, not a plumbing issue, but a floating line that tangles pirate propellers. Morale of the story? Cruise ships might look like floating buffets, but they've got more defense systems than a Bond villain's yacht. If you're 15 minutes late, the ship will leave without you, even if you're running down the pier like it's a Tom Hanks movie. Cruise lines have tight port schedules, and waiting for late passengers? Not in the budget. Your cruise card tells the crew if you're back or not. And if you're not, they'll enter your cabin, grab your passport, and leave it with port officials. Good luck! You'll need to get to the next port on your own dime. Tip: always keep your watch on ship time, not local time that jumps an hour ahead while you're sipping margaritas. Ever wonder where the crew lives? Most staff sleep below sea level, in shared rooms with bunk beds, working 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. They use a secret corridor called the I-95, which runs the length of the ship, like an underground highway. And while they can't socialize with guests, they've got their own gyms, their own shops and bars, and even jacuzzis. So next time your towel animal is folded to perfection, maybe raise a glass to the crew making it all happen behind the scenes. Yes, modern cruise ships still hit ice. In 2022, a Norwegian ship collided with a growler, not a bear, but a low-lying chunk of ice in Alaska. The ship had to cancel the rest of the cruise. But thanks to welded hulls, not rivets like Titanic, ships today can take a hit without splitting open like a tin can. Plus, the International Ice Patrol is always watching, kinda like Santa Claus, but with sonar. It's not something cruise lines advertise, but most ships have a morgue tucked away below deck. If a passenger dies, their body is stored there until the ship reaches a port. And no, that free soft-serve ice cream day doesn't mean they're clearing freezer space, despite some very persistent internet rumors. If you hear Operation Rising Star over the radio, that's the code for a death on board. Just a little cruise trivia to liven up your next trivia night. Heard a mysterious bravo, bravo, bravo over the PA? That's not the ship cheering for a Broadway performance. That's the code for a fire. Alpha means a medical emergency. Zulu is for fights. And Oscar? That's man overboard. Codes help the crew communicate emergencies without sending passengers into a full-blown panic. Unless someone announces Code Buffett Stampede, then all bets are off. Spoiler, it's very serious and extremely rare. If someone falls off the ship, the bridge is alerted. A code Oscar goes out. The ship turns around. Nearby ships are notified. Search teams mobilize. But in open ocean, the odds aren't great. Of 212 known overboard cases between 2000 and 2019, only 48 were rescued. Some cruise lines now use sensors and cameras that detect when someone falls and mark the GPS location instantly. Better advice? Don't climb the railings, don't lean over the edge, and don't jump for TikTok likes. You're not that guy. The most expensive suites are often at the very front, high above the ship with incredible views. But here's the catch, they rock the most. If you're prone to seasickness, you might want a midship cabin on a lower deck. And no, stabilizers don't make the ship feel like a hotel on land, they just make it sway slightly less dramatically. So yeah, bring ginger chews or those snazzy wristbands just in case. Staying on the ship during port days isn't lazy, it's strategic. When everyone else is off exploring, you've got the hot tub all to yourself. Spas offer discounts. Specialty restaurants are easier to book. And it's a peaceful paradise. Plus, you're not dealing with the hassle of overpriced excursions, pushy souvenir vendors, or running back to avoid being left behind. Sometimes, the best shore excursion is no shore excursion. Modern ships have go-karts, zip lines, water slides, and yes, some unexpected surprises. One woman got stuck mid-slide in a transparent loop suspended over the ocean. She had to be rescued from the tube with a trap door. Thankfully, there's an alarm system for exactly this scenario, so if you hear a strange beeping near the pool deck, someone may be stuck in the people-sized hamster tube. Ever wondered what those big white balls on top of the ship are? No, they're not modern art. They're radomes, protective shells that house sensitive radar and satellite equipment. They keep things like internet, GPS, and communication systems running, all while blending in like giant golf balls. Now look down. Those carpets in the hallway? They're not just decorative. On Disney ships, they feature tiny world globes with north always pointing forward. On some Norwegian cruise line ships, the fish in the carpet swim toward the bow, so if you're lost, follow the fish. Even the mooring ropes that tie your ship to the dock have secrets. See those colorful cones or discs? They're rat guards. Their one job? To stop little stowaways from scurrying up the ropes and living their best cruise life in your cabin walls. Nice try, Remy. No cheese plate for you.